Welcome to another episode of Cocktail or Neat. I'm Heather.
And I'm Tim.
And tonight we get to try a Bardstown bourbon.
Yep. Yes.
Bardstown Bourbon Company bourbon.
Yes. So
I got it right.
Just recently, Bardstown Bourbon Company added a new addition to their tour, which is pretty cool, which is a pour your own bottle and single barrel distillery select only bottles. So this is the first ever distillery only release they've done, which is the Phifer Pavitt XO. So if you don't know anything about Bardstown, they do a lot of sourcing and they do a lot of blending and contract distilling for many companies across the United States. They're actually the fifth biggest distillery in Kentucky right now. So they are growing. They've like quadrupled in size and everything like that. Where they wanted to be 15 years from now is where they already are now. So they are just blowing it up. So what they decided to do is at the distillery, they wanted a special bottle that you could get there, which is their Distillery Select. And you can tell a Distillery Select bottle because it's got a gray label and then it's got a nice engraving up here. So they've released a lot of collaborations. That's kind of what they're known for besides their Fusion Series and Discovery Series, which the Fusion Series is their stuff. Discovery Series is stuff they source and blend. And then they do collaborations, which are really, really good. The Apple Brandy barrel finished with Copper and Kings is one of the best bourbons you can ever find. But every year now for the past 2 years, they've done a Phifer Pavitt collaboration, and that is usually, like most of their stuff that they finish, is finished for 18 months. What makes this one special, besides the fact it's distillery only, it was finished for 45 months in the Cabernet Sauvignon barrels. So it's really going to pick up those flavors.
Okay. Well, I do like a Cabernet Sauvignon.
There we go.
I think I might really like this.
I think so.
Now, have we tried a Bardstown bourbon previously?
Yeah, on the channel, no. But you and I have drank plenty of Bardstown bourbon.
Okay.
Because, what is it?
Sometimes I don't remember.
Yep, back there I have a Prisoner, which is in collaboration with the Prisoner Wine Company.
Yeah, I think I've had that one. Because that's another one that's got the wine influence.
Yes. And then I've got Discovery number 4, which is one of the best bottles of bourbon I've found. I would love to pick up another one. Can't really find them anymore. And then the vertical that I'm working on is I have Fusion 1 through 4, which is all of their products. Coming up here, they'll release Fusion number 5, which is all their distillate, so you can really see how they've expanded.
If any of those distilleries are watching right now, like, your plan is working to create a vertical flight of some kind, because he's bought into it. He is now a collector.
Yeah, I can tell the difference where you start with their first year of stuff and then they go out to 4 years of their product.
Yeah,
like you can
y'all get him hooked.
Yep.
And then he just wants to collect them all, like Pokemon.
Absolutely.
But he is at least willing to open it and drink it rather than letting it collect dust.
No.
And not open it.
Absolutely not.
I think I would much rather have you drink them and enjoy them.
Yep.
Rather than spending money on it and then not opening it.
Right. It's meant to be shared with friends. You don't buy a bottle of bourbon and just set it out there. That's just terrible.
Even if you do go out and like, I want them all.
Yep.
Well, let's see what this is like.
Yeah, so right off the bat, if you look at it, it is deep, dark.
It is.
It's got a purple, like you can tell it's been finished in something.
Yeah.
And then
It's almost like a brandy.
yeah,
Right?
yeah, brandy or cognac.
Ooh. Okay, so getting these flavors, it takes me back and I'm like, oh, I have tasted one very similar to this. I'm like, oh yeah, I've had one of these Bardstown Bourbon Company bourbons, because this is kind of like that. It's like a lot of graham cracker in there, and kind of graham cracker and honey together, as like the base, Kind of like when we have the Bookers, and who does the Bookers where you get the peanut?
Jim Beam.
Yeah.
So what you're picking up on is actually the Dickel notes, because the original is
Okay.
a 10-year-old Tennessee bourbon. It's, I mean, pretty much guaranteed that it's Dickel, so you get some of those Flintstone vitamin Dickel-y notes, which also you get graham cracker and things like that. Yep.
Yeah, like graham cracker and honey kind of stands out the most.
Yeah, and then on the nose, I mean, you get, like, you can tell the wine influence. You get some grape notes and different things like that.
Yeah. A little bit shows up in the palate too. Like maybe just a little bit of those tannins coming in that you're probably, like seeping out from the wine barrel.
Yeah.
It's really nice.
Yes, it's super viscous and oily, very thick. It's got a lot, like, it is a very, very complex bourbon. There's some honey notes in there, like you said, the graham cracker notes, but then you get some of that wine coming through with the grapes.
Yeah, but it's more of like a dried, fortified.
Yeah.
There you go. The fruit, so kind of a little bit of prune going on. Not like your bold red fruit. It's more of like the dried fruits, which fig.
Yes.
Kind of getting that fig note too.
Yep. There's a lot of fig on the finish. I would even say like red grape skins.
That's the tannins that I mentioned. Yeah.
And then you get a little, like, the finish is there, but it's not like a normal bourbon finish, which is super spicy and peppery. It's more of a wine finish, I would say. And then it lingers and lingers and lingers, and you get that little bit of heat in your mouth. I mean, it is absolutely delicious.
I feel like it does a nice job of coating your whole mouth. Like, it's easy to coat your whole mouth with this. That's just sometimes with bourbon, I can't get it to hit every part of my mouth, if you know what I mean. Because there's all the different taste buds you have around your tongue, and it's like, sometimes they really only hit a couple.
Right.
I don't know, this is just firing off everywhere.
Yeah, I think it's that viscosity, the fact that it's really oily, it just kind of coats the mouth, almost kind of like not as bad as that, but like when you take cough syrup, it just super viscous and really coats the mouth. This does that a little bit better.
Well, and like I mentioned, I mean, it's probably kind of comparable to a port.
Yeah.
Because we did recently have one the other day, and this reminds me of that. It's kind of that balance between a port and a bourbon.
Yeah.
But it's good.
Yeah, it's very good. I will say it's not one that you're just going to sit here and have multiple drinks of. It is one that you sit and relax and really analyze and drink and think about, and you're going to have maybe 1 or 2 pours of this a night, if that. It's not just one that you're just going to keep going to and go into. It's way too complex for that. I'd say it's like a dessert bourbon, really.
Yeah. Yeah.
Finish the evening with this.
What is it called? Aperitif?
Yes.
That you have right afterward. Just ending the palate, with that. Anyway. It's good.
Yeah.
Good choice, sir.
So if you get a chance, stop by Bardstown Bourbon Company. They're going to have a lot more of these already. They sold out of this one, and they moved on to the Prisoner single barrel, which is going to be in Syrah barrels, is what it's done in. And who knows what they're going to do in the future. Definitely watch their Instagram and their Facebook page, because they announce those things. But if you do a tour at Bardstown, you have the option at the end of your tour, when you're at the tasting area, which is amazing, to pour your own bottle and get it right there, which is a pretty cool experience. So it's really cool that they've decided to start doing that. Bardstown always knocks it out of the park. They do some amazing stuff. I can't wait to go back. Definitely going to go back again this summer. And so
we will. Maybe he'll take me this time.
Maybe. We'll see.
Well, final verdict is this should be drank neat, in case y'all couldn't tell. Yeah, no cocktails for this one. Please enjoy this one neat.
Yep.
All right.
So once again, thanks for watching.
We'll see you next time.